Welcome to Shaz's Travels. Hi, I'm Sharon and this is my trusty camper van, Audrey. In this video we head to Dover to cross over the channel to Dunkerque. And once over the other side we head south towards Richebourg to pay our respects at some war graves in the area, before finally spending the night at a peaceful free aire in the local village. As we get towards the docks, we turn off towards our free park up for the night. As you can see, it's pretty dark in here, but we have stayed here a couple of times and have felt perfectly safe. When we arrived, there were already a couple of motorhomes here, so we decided to park up beside one of them. Later in the evening we were joined by a few more vans. After a short drive from the car park to the docks, it wasn't long before we were boarding our ferry to Dunkerque. The ferry from Dover to Dunkerque takes about 2 hours. We booked through the Caravan and Motorhome Club as that gave us a bit of a discount with DFDS. With this beautiful sunrise, it looks like we're in for a good day. We were fortunate enough to be at the front of the ferry, so it wasn't long before we were off and on our way. We have an Amovis tag, so there's no reason for us to stop. We just hold back a little bit, wait for the beep, and off we go. After about an hour's drive, our first stop is at the beautiful Neuve Chapelle Indian Memorial. The memorial commemorates 4,742 Indian soldiers with no known grave who fell in battle while fighting for the British Indian Army in the First World War. The memorial is a circular enclosure centred on a tall pillar that is topped by a lotus capital and carved representations of the Star of India and the imperial crown. Whilst here, I took the opportunity to sign the visitor's book. Just a couple of 100 metres away from the Indian Memorial is the Portuguese military cemetery. hadn't appreciated that Portugal was involved in the First World War, as very little was heard about it. There are 1,831 graves, 239 of them unknown, and some have been brought here from as far as Belgium. Our next stop was the Bellicourt American Monument. Erected above a canal tunnel built by Napoleon I, it commemorates the achievements and sacrifices of the 90,000 American troops who served in battle with the British Army in France during 1917 and 1918. Engraved on the rear facade of the memorial is a map illustrating the American operations. And on the terrace is an orientation table. Our final stop of the day is La Tourette Military Cemetery and Memorial, which is on the outskirts of Richebourg, where we'll be stopping tonight. The memorial commemorates over 13,400 British soldiers who were killed in this sector of the Western Front from the beginning of October 1914 to late September 1915, and who have no known grave. Over 900 Commonwealth servicemen who were killed during the First World War are buried here. So this is Richebourg aire de camping car, which I promised to show you. This is the next morning. We've had a really peaceful night here, very quiet. There was another van that arrived after us, so in total I think there's about 9 vans here last night. Just outside the site, as you can see, it's on a very quiet country road. There's the aire sign. Looks like there's a bus stop outside, so that's handy. And it's right next to a leisure centre, just on the outskirts of Richebourg, which is a sort of fairly small village. So as I walk in, there's lots of rubbish bins around here, so you can get rid of your waste. And then as I walk in, you'll see it's hard standing. So there's an information sign just telling you about some cycle routes. There's 830 kilometres of cycle routes nearby, so if you're into your cycling, this is a good place to be. And then a local sign just reminding people there's no cars, bikes, motorcycles, and letting your dogs go toilet around here. So it's good that they're reminding everyone it's reserved for camping cars. That's really good. And then as I walk in, we've got the facilities. So just on the entrance, you've got your grey waste drop, and then we've got one of these usual hubs. So there's non-potable water, potable water, you've got your chemical disposal there, and then potable water for filling up your camper van. And then there's a 220 volt socket as well. It's not clear how much it all costs. It says €2 on there, but I have seen online somebody said it was €4 for 10 minutes of potable water and 55 minutes of electricity. So like I say, I'm not too sure about that. So let's take another closer look at the site. So I'm going to be quiet because it's still quite early. But just over there, I don't know if you can see, sort of around the corner there's a little information site. Had a look last night. Fortunately, a lot of the literature there's got a bit weathered, so unfortunately it wasn't really readable. But let me just show you around. So there's, like I say, there's about 8 pitches where you can go in between some bushes, and then there's some other grass areas that you can put your camper on. Very level. We parked up and we didn't even use our chocks. It was perfectly level. So yeah, really good level site. Hard standing coming in, and then it's these sort of grass sites with those like sort of plastic netting underneath to make it hard standing. So I'm just going to be quiet now. And then there's a little cut through over there. We've had a bit of traffic in terms of people on little scooters and walking through there, but to be honest, last night was ever so quiet. It was really quiet. And this is where we are. So like I say, aire de camping car, Richebourg. Very nice, highly recommend it.
In the next episode, we cross the border into Belgium and head to a campsite in the city of Ypres, where we check out the city's historic sites, visit the largest cemetery for Commonwealth forces in the world, witness the last post, and learn about the very little known story of the Lost Keys. If you have enjoyed what you have watched, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.